Well, thank you for joining us here on Fox11Online.com with Green Bay basketball head coach Brian Wardle. Brian, thank you for joining us. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Wanted to talk a little bit about your season, a little bit more from what we saw on the Fox 11 Sports Edge. One guy, it's really exciting to watch throughout the season, Keifer Sykes. I mean, it had to be fun as a coach to watch him grow and progress throughout the year.
It was. Very talented young man, tough, a winner, really can guard, will do anything to win games. And that's what he's always been his whole life. He's won, and he wins big. He's got emotion. He loves to compete. And I think just him learning the college basketball game, the speed, the size, what I'm asking out of a point guard. I mean, taking over a college program as a young 18-year-old, it's tough to do. And he matured throughout the year, and as a lot of people saw, he had flashes early in the year that got everyone excited. But then in January, in February, he put it together, and he went on a roll and really, really played some great basketball for us, and it was fun to watch. And very exciting coach, because he's a very coachable guy in practice.
And you know, we talked about it a lot. He was the youngest player in college basketball when he came in, but one thing he never really had to deal with was fear. I mean, any big moment, he was stepping up all season long.
Did in high school. I think it's just, he knows how to make big plays at big moments, and can make those game-changing plays. And he did it through his career in high school, where he led his high school teams to a lot of wins, even as a freshman point guard, sophomore point guard, junior point guard. So he's going to do that for us, too. And I told him that's why we want him at Green Bay so bad, and why he was excited to get here. He's going to have an opportunity as a freshman to maybe, have an opportunity to get those minutes and maybe even start. And he made the most of it. And as the season went on, I had more confidence in him. He had more confidence in himself, and you can kind of see we just put the ball in his hands a lot of times, just let him go to work. That could be a play you call. I'm sure Calipari's going to call for Anthony Davis, like, go to work, just make a play. And players make plays, and Keifer Sykes can make a lot of plays.
Well, I mean, it's the second straight year you've had a freshman really be a big standout. And the other one, Alex Brown, becoming really a well-rounded player, makes the all-conference team, I'm sure, a big point of pride for him. What's he really improved on?
Oh, I think he took big steps in every category. What people don't realize is he was the #1 key for scouts, for our opponents. Their scouting force was stopped Alex Brown, and he was a 19-year-old sophomore, and that's all people talked about. How they were going to slow him down. So for him being keyed on every game and to still improve in every category, points, rebounds went up, blocks went up, everything went up, his assist total went up, is impressive. And I think that's something that shows where his work ethic is, what we can do as a program and coaches of spending time with him and trying to work on the weaknesses, but keep strengthening his strengths, not take away that he's really good at. And there's just so many things he can get better at. He knows that the sky's the limit. But overall, physically, I think when you see him play at 218 pounds, 220 all year compared to 205 to 207 as a freshman, that was a big jump in weight gain, and we need to make that again this offseason. And then obviously, tweak some things in his game that can help him next year, score like he did this year.
You see it kind of on the bottom line of the graphic right there. You mentioned Anthony Davis from Kentucky. Already has the Phoenix career record for blocks. I mean, that's unreal to have it in just 2 years and still, like you said, getting better with the technique and everything you're asking of him.
No, and blocking shots, that's a skill. There's an art to it. Anthony Davis is obviously great at it. Alex Brown got really good at it this year. I think, just playing vertical, timing, not leaving your feet until you see your opponent leave their feet and really get that ball off. I mean, there is a skill and an art to it, and Alec is starting to master that. And I think next year he'll be even better, because he learned a lot of just playing off the ball, that you can get a lot of block shots off the ball, not just on the ball in the post, but coming from the weak side, having better vision of where the ball is in your man. All those little things add up to more block shots, and I think he's going to do that even more next year.
He's an exciting guy to watch for sure. You got a lot returning. 4 of the 5 starters are guys who at least lead the team in starts. I don't know who's going to start next year. Plus, a recruiting class you got to be happy about. One guy we saw in particular down in Madison actually was responsible for beating one of our area teams for the state title. We won't mention that, but Nick Arns for Onalaska took on Kaukauna, an area team. He's an exciting guy. I know you have a great recruiting class overall, but what has he really done well?
Well, Nick, I think what I'm proud about Nick is he came back from an ACL tear last year as a junior and came back quickly. His doctors cleared him. His work ethic is phenomenal. I mean, he was in that training room doing everything he can to play his senior year of high school basketball. That was important to him, because he knew they had a shot to win the state title, not only last year as a junior year until he got hurt, but this year as a senior. So he really worked hard to get healthy and try to get in some condition to play this year. And he battled all year. He was never, you talk to him, we probably didn't feel really 100% most of the year until maybe the last couple of weeks or so. So I'm proud of him that way. Just his overall character. He's a great student, great work ethic. All those things are just going to help our program. He's a tough kid, and he's very skilled. You know, he's got a game very similar to Brennan Krugel that we have. That's going to be our only senior next year. He's got a great tempo to his game, sees the floor, excellent feel, is a very good passer, can shoot the three, has great hands. I mean, those little things, those things are hard to coach. So we recruited skill and feel in that class, and Nick's obviously a guy that has a great amount of that. And we got another guy, Jordan Faust, out of Racine, that didn't get to Madison this year, but took second in downstate last year as a junior, and had a heartbreaking three-point, got beat at the buzzer to go back to Madison this year. But he's another really talented 6'7" long wing that's got a great feel, really knows how to play the game, and I think can help our team in areas definitely.
And always good, especially when you can bring in these talented guys from the state of Wisconsin. Got to help you, got to help your staff, and also kind of spread the name.
Yeah, we're excited. We got 3 kids from in-state. Unfortunately, I can't talk about the third because we haven't signed him to an NLI, but we're really excited about having 3 in-state kids. And I know people were asking me, they're getting a little worried because I brought in 4 or 5 Chicago kids right away, a Minnesota kid, and I said, hey, Wisconsin's always our #1 priority recruiting. Obviously, Illinois and Minnesota have been good to us. We're going to continue that, but Wisconsin's our #1 priority. This class just fit our needs, and there was a lot of good players in this class in 2012, the senior class. Probably 8 to 9 to 10 Division I kids, and we were able to get in and get 3 of them, so we're excited about that.
Absolutely, and we spent a little time breaking down Keifer Sykes, some of the future recruits. So we talk a lot about how a player improves, what guys need to get better at. What do you feel like, as you continue your experience here, what do you feel like you've really gotten better at, and are there areas as a coach that you can look at it yourself and say, here are things that I need to get better at?
No doubt about it. I mean, it's simple. I'm my biggest critic. I really am. I'm my biggest critic, and then my wife is right after that. She's very good, and that's why I love her to death. I'm making sure I stay true to myself and putting me in place if I need to. But overall, I just think patience. There were times this year I was getting upset with myself because I kept forgetting how young we were. I got 18 and 19-year-olds out on the floor closing out games for us a lot of times, mixed in with Steve Day to a 21-year-old, and I kept forgetting maybe how young we were at times. So that's something I try to remind myself every day. Demand with patience. Be demanding, but have patience with it. And I've improved from year 1 and 2 with that, but I think that's something I think with most of these guys returning now, experience, they know what I'm about, they know what the program's about, what's expected of them, and what's going to happen in practice. That's going to all help and make it easier to coach them next year. But overall, I'd say patience is something I continue to work on. I definitely got better at game management from first year to my second year. I think practice planning. Practice is so key and so important. When to put the gas pedal down, when to maybe back it off. Film sessions, keeping it shorter and sweeter, being more efficient with everything we do. I think we definitely did it as a staff this second year better.
Excellent. Well, it's a great time certainly to be a Phoenix fan for those watching and to be a part of the program. A lot of guys returning. And Coach, thank you very much for joining us. Enjoy the off season.
I will. Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely, and thank you for joining us here on Fox11Online.com.